Hi, folks. This is Harold Rhee with the Pawprint Animal Rescue Podcast. Before we get to our episode, just want to say, make sure to sign up for our email list. You can get there by going to thisispawprint.com/ask. That's ASK. The reason why is that in the past, we've received books, we've received various prizes, things that we can give away. And we've been giving away stuff through folks who are writing reviews for us on iTunes. For some of you, it's just too much of a pain, right? It's like, why would I want to write a review just to get a book or something like that? Well, we're going to make it a little bit easier. Go to our page. Once again, thisispawprint.com/ask. Sign up for our email list. Then all you need to do is, when you get the email, which is usually going to be sent somewhere in the middle of the week, open it up, and that is your ticket to play. So folks who have been consistently on our email list and checking out our emails, they get a bunch of points to eventually receive some prizes that we're going to be giving away. For example, this Sunday, we have an interview that we're going to be giving away a book. So once again, sign up for our email list, open up the email, and that will be your simple way to potentially win some cool stuff. Thanks, and on to the show. This is Pawprint, an animal rescue community, episode 123. I'm Harold Rhee. And today we're going to be talking about three things. We're going to be talking about Nancy and myself going to the Warriors, Golden State Warriors Championship Parade. Our dog Nacho, who unfortunately has been suffering lately. We'll share a little bit about that. But first, want to talk about Rocket Dog Rescue and their wonderful founder, Pali Boucher. Last week, she got mugged, unfortunately. If you know a little bit about Pali, part of her childhood was spent homeless. She really suffered. She really had, in some parts, a very tough childhood. And for her, in some ways, Rocket Dog Rescue is sort of that parallel in life, right? Where you're trying to take care of various dogs who have been abandoned, maybe somewhat analogous to maybe the way she has felt in life. And so Pali is just one of those folks who is a real hero in the animal rescue community. Rocket Dog Rescue is one of the better known rescue organizations here in the San Francisco Bay Area. And to hear that she got mugged is just heartbreaking. According to her, she was getting a home at night. Out of the blue, some folks appeared. They basically attacked her, stole some of her possessions, including, and this is the worst part, right, donations that she had collected earlier in the day. We just wish Pali well. Hopefully she recovers physically, emotionally, and otherwise. But if you'd like to make a donation to Rocket Dog Rescue, go to our show notes. This is pawprint.com/123, and you can get a link to Rocket Dog Rescue if you'd like to make a donation. So positive thoughts to Pali Boucher and Rocket Dog Rescue. We also want to talk about Nacho, our dog. So if you know our story, if you listen to our very, very first episode called episode 000, you know that the very first dog that we adopted was Allie. And Allie unfortunately passed away. She got hit by a car. It was a terrible situation. The dog that we adopted after that was Nacho. And Nacho, so out of our three dogs, Nacho, Lego, and Evie, Nacho is sort of like the big brother. And so he lately has just not been feeling great. And in fact, one of the things that was a little bit concerning was that he actually started to lose his voice, that he's definitely an eager, barking dog, especially when it comes to myself or Nancy or our son coming home, whether it's through the front door or through the garage. He is the one who starts just barking, just saying hello. Well, he started to lose his voice, and it was like kind of like a broken, I don't know, it sounded like a broken accordion. Maybe that's the way to say it, or a broken horn. That was kind of odd. So Nancy very observantly brought him to the vet. The vet basically said, well, there's obviously some kind of growth, which is really weird because he is a couch potato. Lego is our alarm clock. He's always on looking for squirrels. Evie is our tomboy. She's always outside in the backyard, just kind of sniff around. I mean, she could stay outside pretty much all day. Nacho, on the other hand, is our couch potato. So We're always hanging out with him, just kind of giving him belly rubs, giving him little shoulder massages. And so it was odd or concerning that he has a little growth in his throat or neck area, because that tells me that it's probably happened very suddenly. The hope is that it's not anything fast growing, but with the nature of how this happened, that's our worst fear. So anyways, positive thoughts to Nacho. Hopefully things go well. One thing that was super concerning this morning was that Nancy and I woke up and Nacho, after we fed him, just looked like he was sweating around the neck, which, if you know, dogs don't sweat like that. Took a wet paper towel, tried to wipe him down, and there was a little bit of blood. Not sure what's going on with that. Can't see any cuts on his neck. But so in addition to the fact that he lost his voice a little bit, all this is just very concerning to all of us. Positive thoughts to Nacho, and we hope he makes a speedy recovery. But we will keep you up to date as things go on. And it's just so ironic that we're doing this right after episode 122, this great episode with Lori Shaw about the issue of death and dying. If you haven't listened to the episode, it's a really, really good one, very powerful, about giving our dogs, cats, and other animals choices and listening to them, and not necessarily forcing a certain regimen on them. Instead, allowing them, through their body language and through the way they communicate to you, how they feel about the medical care that they're receiving. So really powerful episode. And right after that, of course, all this stuff going on with Nacho. With that said, want to finish up by talking about the Golden State Warriors basketball team. So Golden State Warriors, in case you're wondering, where the heck is Golden State? Like, what is Golden State? Even growing up, I was wondering, what is Golden State? Well, Golden State is a nickname for California. So originally, a long, long time ago, they were the Philadelphia Warriors on the east coast of the United States, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Then, like a few East Coast sports franchises did, they moved to the West Coast. So they became the San Francisco Warriors. And then after that, they renamed themselves the Golden State Warriors. So they were Golden State Warriors for decades, or they still are the Golden State Warriors for decades. Although it'll be interesting, now they're building a brand new stadium in San Francisco. So they're going to be moving from Oakland to San Francisco. So who knows what will happen to potential name change. So they beat the Cleveland Cavaliers this past Monday, an amazing year for the Golden State Warriors. If you know anything about basketball, Golden State and Cleveland, they've been fighting it out for the championship 3 years in a row now. Golden State's won 2 of them. Last year, Cleveland won in very, very dramatic fashion, thanks to some amazing play by LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. This year, Golden State was just a little too much firepower with the addition of Kevin Durant. So for those of you who don't know this, Nancy is a huge, huge, huge Golden State Warriors basketball fan. She pretty much watched, I think, every regular season game. I watch sports. I do not watch sports the way Nancy watches sports right now. And even when we were on vacation in Costa Rica, for crying out loud, we watched the Christmas Day game between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors. So that's how dedicated we are. I think she caught every single game, definitely on the recording, but I think for the most part, she caught them live on TV. So after Golden State won the championship, I just turned to her and said, we got to go to the parade. We have to go to the parade. So if you know anything about parades, well, one, this is the first time I've ever gone to a championship parade. For those of you who know me, I'm a Buffalo Bills. I'm a hardcore Buffalo Bills, and really any Buffalo, New York sports, Buffalo Bills football fan, which means we haven't won a championship since the 1960s. So that's a long, long time ago now. Never went to any of the San Francisco Giants parades. Never really went to, well, we weren't living here when during the other championships that have happened for the local San Francisco Bay Area. So this was the first one I've ever been to. We woke up super early in the morning. The parade is going to happen in the Lake Merritt area of Oakland, which is so full circle for us because our son now is 17 years old, going to be a senior in high school. Well, when he was born in the year 2000, we were living in downtown Oakland, right near Lake Merritt. So literally the apartment building that we lived in was only a few blocks away from where we were standing yesterday. And in fact, funny story, after the parade, we were exhausted. I mean, we were like borderline heat exhaustion for everybody. It wasn't even that hot of a day, but when you're sitting in the sun for 4, 5, 6 hours just waiting there, and you can't really move because it's very, very crowded. Supposedly 1.5 million people appeared yesterday, which is insane. So after that, we went to one of our favorite restaurants that we hadn't been to in years. It's called Pho 84. It's a Vietnamese restaurant. It's on 17th Street in downtown Oakland. Terrific food, so free advertising for them. Well, as we were walking, I looked around and I said, wait a second, that's the apartment building we lived in. So we lived on Alice Street for, I think, about 2 years. Our son was born. Then from there, we actually moved about 25 minutes to the east, a little bit more suburban location where we pretty much still live now. And so it was just amazing. Full circle from the time our son was born to now. Our son is a year away from graduating high school and moving on to hopefully bigger and better things. It was just really interesting to be there in downtown Lake Merritt or downtown Oakland, the Lake Merritt area, to watch the Golden State Warriors championship pep rally. And it was definitely, I would say, definitely worth it. I'm not bringing Nancy on right now because I think she feels otherwise. She was exhausted by the end of this rally. And for those of you who've been to championship rallies, you know exactly what we're talking about. It is a lot of waiting. I mean, you are just waiting, surrounded by, a bunch of rabid fans, which is awesome. But on the other hand, if you don't love crowds and you have personal space issues, could be just an exhausting event. Totally worth it though. Loved it. But was exhausted, hungry, thirsty, the whole thing. Bring water, bring sunscreen, always do the little things to take care of yourself. You're standing the whole time, so it can be a little bit fatiguing. So let's just go over it. Pali Boucher and Rocket Dog Rescue want to give them positive thoughts, and if you are so kind, make a donation to their organization, which is a wonderful organization, saves dogs from being on the euthanasia list from local city and county shelters. Positive thoughts to our dog Nacho. Hopefully we can figure out the mystery going on with his throat, his neck area. We'll give you updates if we hear anything new. And then finally, congrats to the Golden State Warriors championship basketball team. Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and so on and so forth. JaVale McGee, one of my favorite guys. Congrats to them, and hopefully we can win it next year. Although, as a Buffalo Bills fan, I can tell you, it is far from guaranteed to ever win. So that's why the big lesson to me, to all of you, is always enjoy the moment because you never know when it'll come back again. There are no guarantees in life, so make sure to celebrate things as they happen. And finally, as a reminder, sign up for our email list. This is pawprint.com/ask, ASK. Sign up for our email list. In the future, as we start getting prizes, more sort of cool things to give away, we're going to try to make it as easy as possible, which is you sign up for our email list, you regularly open up our email, which usually comes in the middle of the week, and that's basically like your ticket to play. You open it once, you're all set. And so we're just going to collect those votes as we get some cool things and tchotchkes and books and other prizes, and we'll just try to regularly give those things away. We'll announce them on future shows. It won't be every show. I'd say it'll definitely be every 3 to 4 weeks, though, when we're giving away different things and different cool prizes. So with that said, thanks for listening, folks. Thanks for supporting the positive message of animal rescue. Remember that you spread a positive message of love and peace by saving an animal. Have a great day, everyone. See you Sunday for episode 124 with Joanne Green and her book, Forces of Nature, on Pawprint.
Pawprint is a production of EVER Education.
You can't handle the truth.